Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar, Top 10 Trends in Retail Banking and Payments 2021, Seizing Opportunities to Transform, presented by Aite Group's Retail Banking and Payments practice, which is led by Research Director David Albertazzi. I'm Siobhan Scanlon, and I'll be one of your Aite Group hosts. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's speakers. Our main host and first presenter is David Albertazzi, Research Director of our Retail Banking and Payments practice, where he focuses on retail bank channels and core banking technologies. He specializes in technology solutions used by banks and credit unions to support their mobile banking, online banking, branch, ATM, and call center channels, and he assesses the strategies and technology implementations of financial institutions of all sizes. Joining David, we have an expert lineup of senior analysts, including Tally Baker, Tiffany Montez, Leslie Parrish, Thad Peterson, Ginger Schmelzer, David Schipper, Ron Van Lesel, and Research Associate Francisco Alvarez. So now, without further ado, I'll turn the mic over to David. Thank you again for joining us, and enjoy today's webinar.
Thank you, Siobhan. Hello, everyone. My name is David Albertazzi, and I'm heading up the Retail Banking and Payments practice at Aite Group. Thank you so much for spending some of your valuable time with us today. So we're going to spend the next 45 minutes or so walking through what we see as some of the top 10 trends driving the retail banking and payments environment in 2021. As Siobhan mentioned, we do have a great lineup of speakers, and today's presentation is meant to provide a high-level snapshot of the industry. For our Aite Group clients, if you have any questions or for any of our speakers, if you want to take a deeper dive into any of the topics, please reach out to us anytime after the webinar, and we'll be happy to cover the topics in greater details. The COVID-19 pandemic brought about not only a public health crisis, but also an economic downturn, rather unprecedented in its speed and scope. Overnight, many financial services executives had to deal with the fallout from unemployment, changing patterns of banking and payments behavior, changing credit demand and use, and greater risk of defaults from both consumers and businesses. So whether it's the retail ecosystem, the banking industry, or other sectors, we are all morphing to adjust to the pandemic. With this disruption, we're in a place where this event has triggered changes in the way that people transact, pay, and manage their money. We are already seeing changes in habits, including contactless or no-touch transactions, prepayment and pickup of merchandise, increase in online shopping, increase in digital banking, increase in online bill payment. Basically, the move to digital has accelerated in many areas. It's fair to say that following the events of last year and the anticipation of more challenging times ahead, the banking and payments customer base will have newly established digital-first behaviors, and the financial services landscape will continue to transform. While the convergence of these factors may feel overwhelming, we see patches of business opportunities that exist throughout our industry. So the subtitle of this year's report is Seizing Opportunities to Transform, which I think is quite fitting. So with this context in mind, I would like to pass it on to Thad Peterson, who's going to talk about how the payment space is changing to support this digital world and how complexity and disruption have become the new normal in payments.